to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was trucking up the highway, minding my own lane, with some dude in a Prius went and flipped me off. Guess my redneck hit him wrong. Seems like everyone these days is a ticking time bomb full of hate for folks like me who don't agree and ain't ever gonna change. And it gets me thinking, leave this long-haired country boy.
Hey everybody, this is Jon Marietta, and we're back at the podcast studio / radio studio. Things are going great here. It's unbelievable the amount of people that's tuning in and watching and all over. I've got some text messages from far away as Australia. That's the web, and love it. I think we got some people watching us in Germany, and definitely we have somebody and right now that's watching us. He's moving forward with some of the over there as a consultant. We wish him all the best and say a prayer for him every day. Hey, I want to start out the show real simple today. It's with this. It's 1 Corinthians 16:13. Be on your guard. Stand firm in the faith. Be courageous. Be strong. I have Bud Cook with me today, and Bud and I have had a relationship, and it's been a good relationship, 95% of the time. I want to thank him for coming in and doing the podcast with me. Bud is he helped me. He helped me when no one else would, and I will tell you that. He's part of the people that aren't afraid to stand up and say, "Hey, you know what? I make mistakes, but I'm willing to correct them as soon as I can." And one of the other things that he did for me, and we won't go into it or not, but when you deal with bureaucracy in Harrisburg, and I had to for an adoption, an international adoption, Bud helped me out so much, and my daughter and my wife and everybody, and told us what time to be there and what we had to do, and we got it done. And I want to thank you.
Well, John, we really, really appreciate that. However, the one thing that I will tell you, it's not just me. It's the team that we have been able to assemble over the last 9.5 years, both on the campaign side and on the legislative side here locally. I mean, they just do a bang-up job. When I'm out there, I hear story after story about doing it. So from our perspective, we're just doing what we were elected to do. We were there to serve and represent the people and get done and help you cut through and fight through that bureaucracy.
Let's just get right to it, Bud. One of my favorite things, and that I point out to everybody is you might need a lawyer once a month or twice in your life. You might need a doctor once a month, but you need a farmer every day. And I know that you've been on. I know that's how you dealt with farmers, tried to help them. And we done some fun things together. The tractor ride at Flatwoods, and there's other things that we've got to do. But tell us just a little bit about.
Well, growing up on a farm, I think us really it enables us to deal with problems that a lot of people who don't grow up on the farm. Look, on a Sunday afternoon, you're trying to bill, hey, there's not a doctor you can call to fix your bill, or you better figure it out on how to do the whole thing. So I think we were very blessed and fortunate to, grow up on that. Secondly, number one industry in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And a lot of people don't realize that, but when you start driving around and you see the size of the farms out there and the people that are farming at all different size levels, it's kind of neat to see them take advantage of that opportunity and get involved. And I think that's key for our young people as well as getting that dirt on your fingernail, doing all the things that come along. one of the spinoffs that we had out of that was called Blessing of the Balers. And it originated right here in Rice's Landing in Greene County. And I would encourage your listeners to go out there and visit and read the story about behind it. But the real quick version is a farmer was trying to bale hay. His baler wouldn't work. He came in, a priest was sitting there waiting for instructions. He unloads on the priest. He gives the priest the instructions. But before he leaves the priest, they do a prayer over his baler. That baler does not miss a bale of hay the rest of the summer. So he created this event that they do every year in Rice's Landing. And now we'll be doing our 4th annual Blessing the Balers in Harrisburg, where we give thanks for all those farmers that are out there, and thanks for the opportunity to have the opportunity to be a farmer.
Do you know? I'm gonna. I don't mean to trip you up here, but what day would that be?
So that day, if I recall off the top of my head in Harrisburg, is May 5th.
Okay.
Okay. And what's really neat is the Secretary of Agriculture is our master of ceremonies. And over the years, we have developed just such a really unique relationship. We have his ear all along the way. He came to visit in the district one time, and our chief of staff, actually, he tells everybody she kidnapped him and drove him all around so he could physically actually see the farms out there. So we will probably have, I'm guessing at this, we will probably have at least 100 representatives and senators actually attend that event. So it's all really good. May 5th is the day that we'll do it out in Harrisburg. And it's the one legacy that I hope carries on. Being a farmer is a very, very special occupation.
Okay, bud. We've talked about some nice things. Let's talk about taxes.
Yep.
And I'm one of the people that believe that, and I believe this wholeheartedly, and I know you're probably going to agree with me, but if our forefathers would be taxed in the same situations we're getting taxed right now, we would have been out of powder. So we have a terrible gas tax, fuel tax in Pennsylvania. Is there anything we can try to help to do? I mean, we help you get something done there?
We, the people. Let me tell you again, we, the people, need to take back our government. Up in Washington, PA, they passed the local share account that's associated with the gambling. How they sold it was supposed to make the property tax go away.
Now, I want you to repeat that one more time, because somebody's going to say we didn't explain that right. We're going to have a tax on gambling.
Correct.
We're going
to legalize gambling.
Go ahead.
And the reason we're going to legalize it is it's going to make property tax go away.
So what happened?
It never went away, because the last time I checked, I'm still paying property tax. They moved the goalpost again on us. They, the politically connected, as I like to say, you go out and you sell one thing, but then when you get in office, you don't keep your word and honor that word. And listen, again, I can't emphasize this enough. And we just had a meeting last night where I told people the last time I checked, it still starts with we the people in the documentation. So, I don't want to get involved. Politics is too dirty and all that stuff. Take your government back. Get involved. Hold those people that promise one thing when they're running, follow through when they get that office. I have had a primary every year since I first got elected. Okay. And the reason is I choose not to go along with the crowd. I represent we the people. And that doesn't always fit within that structure within the party. And won't go into it at this point, but some of the people at the highest possible levels have worked against us in primaries. That's it. I'm telling people, It's like being at a football game, and we've had this conversation. You can sit in the bleachers and complain about the game on the field. You can choose to come out of those bleachers and at least get on the sideline and help the players that are in the game trying to do the right thing, or you can get in the game. And I personally truly believe we're at a tipping point where we need the people to take back their government top to bottom.
I know that you're going against state GOP because they don't like you. Is that the best way to put it?
Well, it's not all of them. I mean, we have our share. It's people that are in controlling positions have the ability to make your life very, very miserable. What upsets me the most about this, okay, is not being challenged. Everybody should have that right to challenge and do the run and all that. It's the fact that they do it to tie me up. And I can't allocate time where I could be doing good work for we the people, where I have to address that primary every year. So they are literally taking time away from the good things that we could be doing for we the people. And that's what is upsetting about it. You know, I got in there, I wanted to do things for we the people, and they've fought all along at the highest level in the GOP.
Well, I think that has to be the fight. The fight has to be we the people, and we've seen how that goes. I want to say the politically, I want to say the politically elite. I think that, and they get it in their mind that they're elite.
There's two sides. There are those of us that are there for we the people, and then there's the other side that's there for the politically connected.
Okay.
Okay. And that's how we kind of, when I'm explaining to groups of people when we're out there, the politically connected do not always have the interest of we the people in place. And that's what you're there for. You let us not forget, I am a representative of the people. It was kind of funny when we first went to Harrisburg. I wanted to make a statement about why we were out there. So we put the district above our name on our business card. They had to run it 3 times to get it right the way we wanted it. And I'll never forget the mistake they made, because they said, well, that's not how we do it in Harrisburg. And I thought, that's exactly why I want to put the district. I want people to know that I represent Greene County. I want people to know I represent Washington County, parts of, and I want people to know I'm from southwestern Pennsylvania, where great things used to be achieved many, many years ago. And we can get back to that. We've got to work together, and it's got to be about what we can do for we the people.
My biggest thing, right, or one of my biggest things, not my biggest thing, but one of the things I look at all the time is that we are standing on an enormous amount of wealth in this corner of Pennsylvania. I mean, there's engineers that I've talked to that said, Jon, you don't have no idea, and I can't even explain it to you. But the one fellow that I get to speak to all the time, because he comes in the recorder's office, we're standing on 200 years of coal.
Easily.
Just
easily.
He says, and I don't even know what, nobody can tell you exactly about the Freeport vein.
Right.
Exactly. But he said at least 200 years of coal. He says the amount of natural gas that's in our area is, he says, is probably another 150 or 200 years. And he says, we're never going to suck it dry.
Right.
He said, but there's one thing that people don't realize, and we have oil underneath us too.
Yep.
Now, getting to it is a little different than what we got to do for the natural gas and the coal. But my thing is cleanly extract natural gas safely, cleanly. And that's in the words of Donald Trump,
Yeah.
not the hillbilly. But I mean, we could be the richest state in the country. Alaska and Pennsylvania would be, and Texas would probably be all in the same deal. So, but we have coal and they don't.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, and you layer on top of that, you have to do it environmentally. Okay.
Well,
And that's
safely.
the key, safely, environmentally. Here's the other thing that I share with people, John. In every one of our school districts, which there are 10 in the 50th district, there is a trout stream. So not only do we have all this energy opportunity, in addition to that, we have all this outdoor potential that we can get people in here. So you have the best of both worlds. You have all this energy, you have all these jobs created. On the flip side, you have all this ability to go outside. You spend it, out there, and you learn so much by being outside and the whole thing. So,
Well, the one thing that I know that you were working with Charity Grimm on is the one to put a power line through Greene County, through southern Fayette County. Of course, it's through Charity's district in Fayette County. It's through Greene County. I don't know exactly how. I haven't looked at the maps for Greene County. But one of the things I will tell you, in Fayette County, there's 7 proposed routes, and nobody knows which one they're going to take yet. So, but they're asking for permits, or they're asking to start the permit process, I
Right.
guess. I know I'm all about energy. I am. So, and this happens to be running to Virginia. So my theory is we build a railroad and a pipeline, send the coal from southwestern Pennsylvania, wherever they need this, let them build a power plant wherever they want it. And you don't have these big lines hanging over top of it. That's, of course, I'm a hillbilly, and I look at things a little different than everybody else. I mean, but that's what I think needs to happen. But right now we're getting ready to get in a battle, and it's going to get ugly.
Yep, very much so. And listen, I've kind of, if you will, teamed up with Charity. I mean, she's going down the right paths for the right reasons, in my opinion. We can do it. We just have to do it correctly, environmentally, and all of the above, and quote unquote tap it, and then get it out there. So there's always a right way to do things, and we just have to explore that. We don't want to go wildfire and just do it any old way, and we don't want to not do it at all. So somewhere in the middle there is a happy compromise on where we can have the best of both worlds. But you have to be able to talk and listen and open up and do it wisely, smartly. And the technology's out there. We just need to access it.
Well, they're going to cut a swath through Greene County, Fayette County. That, what I understand, it could be up to 250 feet wide that you can't do nothing with. But guess what? You still have to pay taxes on that property, the county, school district. It isn't like power company's going to take over them taxes. Right. And the other thing is wherever the power is coming from, I'm not quite sure about that. I mean, I got an idea that's coming from somewhere west of us, and it's going to be coming through. There's going to be a power drop. So somebody's going to have to add to that power somewhere along the way. So I really feel like the property owners and the people that pay taxes and pay for their electric in these areas, they're the ones that's going to get hit bluntly. And what I'm telling everybody is I said, just because it's not going across your property doesn't mean you're not going to be affected by it, because you are. Your electric bill is going to help pay for this.
Yep.
Pay for this, even though we're not getting to use the power.
Yeah. And look, my biggest takeaway from it the last 9.5 years, John, we, the people, have got to engage. Okay. And we need to take a look we need to get more detail. We need to get more information, and we need to do it a smart way. So again, I guess my plea to everybody out there in the audience is get involved. Don't sit on the sidelines.
Well, but is there anything else you'd like to say quickly? I mean, that's a trick question.
Yeah, that's a trick question. I cannot imagine John being a representative in anywhere else in the entire country than being in Greene and Washington County and southwestern Pennsylvania. We have the nicest people out there that are just super, and they also have expectations, but always a but. You know, you have to reach out and let people know who are representing you exactly where you're at. And we appreciate everything you do to contribute to that, to get people on board. I mean, your subscriptions and your watchers and all that stuff speak to how you talk to we people. So we appreciate you. We appreciate the people out there. Don't be afraid to get engaged, folks.
Well, but contact information.
Very good. Basically, what we do is on the campaign side of things, just go to do the search out there for the 50th district for We the People Cook. And you can find all the contact information on the political side, to kind of do that. On the other side, legislatively, the offices are in Waynesburg, California, and we put one way out west out there. We were the first ones ever to put it out there. So we have 3 offices altogether. So again, I do not have an office in the district. Call me. You want to get a group of 10 or more together, I'll come out. That's what representation is about. You got to listen to people you represent.
Well, once again, I thank you for coming on, and I'm sure we'll have you on again before this is all over with. Between now and November.
Well, we got to get past May 1st. We've got 40 days, I think, left on this latest adventure. We never take anything from granted. We'll be out there, stating our story and sharing with people what we've been able to accomplish. So, look, if you like what we've done, but of course, if you don't, hey, move on to the next guy. I get that.
Well, I always close my show with this. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile with the sad. Love what you got. Love what you have. And always forgive, but never forget. People change. Things go wrong. Just remember, the ride goes on. God bless each and every one of you. God bless America. I am Jon Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly.